Well, hello there. It is almost Valentine's Day, and I'm going to make my husband Adam a very special Valentine's dinner for two. I'm so excited. He's been working long, hard hours, so I'm going to surprise him with a special dinner. And I thought I would just show you guys everything that I'm going to make for him. So hang out with me in my kitchen because it's that time. It's time to get cooking. All right, so I'm gonna make filet mignon. That has to be the most romantic cut of beef that there is. It's so tender, it's so delicious. I have just seasoned it with salt and pepper, and I have been letting it sit out at room temperature. That's important. And I'm gonna make some fancy potatoes. Yeah, these are called Duchess potatoes. They're so easy. And I'm gonna use this ginormous potato. I'm also going to roast some Brussels sprouts. Super easy. And I actually have this balsamic glaze that's been in my cabinet, and I want to use it. I want to test it out and see if it's any good. You can definitely make your own glaze. I actually have a shorts video that shows you just how to do that. But since I have this, I'm going to use it. All right, so I'm going to set my steak off to the side. I'm not quite ready for that yet. So I'm gonna go put my potatoes away. I'll be right back. All right, so the balsamic glaze, I'm gonna put it back here for the time being because now I'm going to peel my potato. And now I'm going to dice up my potato. Next, I'm going to cut my Brussels sprouts in half. All right, I'm gonna put my Brussels sprouts in a bowl. Next, I'm gonna melt some butter. So that's 1 tablespoon of butter. Pour that over my Brussels sprouts. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of olive oil as well. Give us some salt, a nice good pinch, and black pepper. And I'm just gonna toss it all around. So it's all nice. All these Brussels sprouts are coated. All right, so my potatoes are done. And I've got my ingredients to make these Duchess potatoes. They're basically a fancy mashed potato. Now I'm going to use a ricer to mash them. This just keeps the potatoes so light and fluffy. If you don't have one of these, don't worry. You can use whatever you want to use to mash your potatoes. All right, so I'm putting my potatoes in my ricer. And then watch this. Ta-da! All right, so the potatoes are done. Now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. So I have 1 tablespoon of melted butter. And I have 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and this has been warmed in the microwave. I'm going to give a good pinch of salt and black pepper. I'm going to give this a mix. All right, I have here 1 egg yolk. I'm going to add a little bit of the mashed potatoes to my egg yolk because I don't want to scramble that egg yolk. I'm just going to temper it by adding a little bit of the mashed potatoes first. That should be good. Now into my mashed potatoes they go. Stir in that egg. So here's how you make them fancy. You take a piping bag. I'm going to cut the end off. And I'm going to place a very large decorating tip in the end. Place my bag in a glass. This just helps hold that bag, makes it easier to get those potatoes in that bag, because we're going to pipe these mashed potatoes and we're going to bake them in the oven, brush them with butter. Oh yeah. Okay, baking tray lined with aluminum foil. I've sprayed with nonstick spray. Now I'm just going to pipe these potatoes onto my baking tray. Okay, so I've got my Brussels sprouts and my Duchess potatoes. I'm going to place them both in a 400-degree oven. It won't take the potatoes as long as the Brussels sprouts, but I'll just pull them out of the oven when they're done. So it's time to cook the filet mignon. All right, I'm using a cast iron skillet for this. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the heat to a medium heat, and I'm going to let this skillet get nice and hot. My skillet is nice and hot. I'm going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of butter. All right, so I'm adding 1 crushed garlic clove and a twig of thyme. You could use rosemary. All right, next the steaks. All right, I am going to baste this filet with this butter. All right, I am going to flip them over. Check out that sear. Oh yeah. They only take about 3 to 4 minutes per side. If you want like a medium rare. The smaller one is already looking done. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off and place it on a plate. I might let the larger one cook just a little bit longer, but you want your steaks to rest. That holds in all the juices. Another little bit of butter brushed on top. Back in the oven for like 5 minutes. All right, so now I have some store-bought croissants, and these are a little stale, but I'm gonna show you a great hack to bring them back to life so they taste nice and fresh. The croissants, and they are pretty hard, and I'm just going to roll them in some water. I know, sounds strange, but believe me, it will work. All right, so in they go, and I'm going to put them on a very low temperature, just for about, I don't know, 4 to 5 minutes. All right, everything is coming together. I'm gonna pull out my potatoes and my Brussels sprouts out of the oven. Ooh, yeah. I've got my steak. It has been resting. I'm going to place it on a plate. Place these potatoes onto my plate. Need a spatula. All right. Okay, so Adam is almost home and I want this to be a surprise. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a very happy Valentine's Day. God bless, and as always, I will see you soon with more delicious recipes.